Hi, Amy. Welcome to Refugee Talk.
Hi, Mila. Thank you for inviting me. It's
You're
nice to be
welcome.
here.
It's good to have you in Refugee Talk. And let's just start from here. When did you come to Canada?
Well, I came back recently in 2021 in August. Yeah, and trying to get PR.
Okay, awesome.
After graduating from high school in Taiwan, I applied for UBC. And luckily, I got in at the very last minute.
Okay.
And then after I graduated in 2007, actually in India, and then I just went home directly back to Taiwan and start, to looking for jobs and working and so on.
What did you find most challenging when you came to Canada as an international student? And also when you came as a PR in Canada in 2020, what were the differences and challenges?
Well, I would say the most common challenges would be the rentals, it's always high and expensive. And of course, now it's getting even worse.
Right.
And the tuition fee, of course, definitely not very friendly for international students.
Right.
So it was struggling. But back then, my mom paid for my tuition. But after graduate, my mom told me that she actually sold some of our properties in order to support me. So I feel so guilty.
Yeah.
So I worked so hard, try to find a full-time job, to, I wouldn't say repay them, but I want to show them that it's actually worth it. Yeah.
Awesome. How was your life before coming to Canada in Taiwan?
Well, the very first year I went back to Taiwan is actually very struggling because I worked in a Japanese company. But after that, I worked part-time since then as an English teacher. Thanks to my friend, introduced several jobs to me and later on, kind of built up my reputations. So before coming back, actually, I had a very casual, a very easy life back in Taiwan because I live with my parents. I should be more independent. Yeah.
No worries. That seems interesting, though I have never been to Taiwan. I've heard a lot about Taiwan. Tell us more about Taiwan culture. What is the difference between people in here in Vancouver and Taiwan?
Actually, what I heard the most is that people keep telling me that Taiwanese are very friendly to the local people and to foreigners are the same. Yeah. I wouldn't say that people here in Vancouver are not friendly, but they're more distant.
Okay.
They're being very polite. Yeah, but at the same time, you can feel the distance. But most Taiwan people, if you're a foreigner, they would even love to share their experience and share their foods.
Right.
Yeah, right away, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we got lots of delicious foods and snacks and food stands. I miss the food there, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you suggest? What are your advices for newcomers who wants to settle in Canada from Taiwan?
I would say, for Asians, I would say for most of Asians, we keep their expectations very high. It's in in a new country, we'll have started a new life, everything would be better. But after coming here, you experience, there is some conflicts, and then there are, I would say, many landlords. No offense to Asians, but many of them are being very difficult and put the newcomers in a very hard situation to survive here, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. But I'm glad you're a permanent resident now. You can travel, you can work full time. Because if you're an international student, you can only work 20 hours.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, to be honest. Actually, at the moment I know that I got my PR, I was very lost, to be honest.
Yeah.
Instead of being very happy, I kind of lost, so what's my next step?
Right.
And am I really happy here?
Yeah.
And so somehow I kind of lost my goals because in order to become a PR, I kind of, along the journey, I kind of lost myself. As I mentioned earlier, the conversation. No, it's okay, yeah. But I'm glad that I'm starting to, pull myself up and pull myself together. Yeah, that's very nice. How to say, a strange country. I wouldn't say like strange, but like a very different remote country.
Right.
And to be honest, I thought I had some of my university friends here. I thought I could be more adaptable.
Right.
But I think that somehow, like, I truly appreciate their support, to be honest. Without them, I couldn't make it here. But at the same time, I feel everything has changed. Yeah, and then I really need to work on my own. One thing, the most difficult thing I would say here, it being build connections.
Right.
Yeah, like meaningful connections, not like just saying hi, eating, and say bye.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the most struggle thing I would say here.
Wow, mentioning connections is really a big topic. Actually, if you don't have any connection, Amy, you're totally lost. Nobody even gave you advice. When you mentioned about your neighbors, this strange thing came up to me. You know, in Canada, generally in Western world, we don't know who our neighbors are. Like, it's so strange. I mean, I'm personally an Afghan from Asian countries. I mean, we all know our neighbors, the names, the families. Like here in Western world, you don't know who your neighbor is.
I would say there's good and bad.
Right.
You know, for Asian people, we're very close. But the downside of it is that we're too close.
Yeah.
So there would be conflicts for sure, like just gossip, conflicts like that. But in a way, it's very nice. For example, like I used to live in a village. Like people would gather together and eat, like, you know, like in the yard.
Right.
Yeah, that's something I really missed. But here, we do respect our privacies, I would say. And then, like, we don't really talk about personal issues. That's something like the boundary you have to set. And that's something like I'm still learning.
Right.
Yeah. But at the same time, because the downside of it is that you're being very distant. Like, because I respect your privacy,
Right.
so I would keep my distance. So you kind of doesn't know, like, but you also like, hi, good morning, but you know,
Yeah.
being very kind, but at the same time, very far, like very
Yeah.
distant. I don't know if it's common in Taiwan or not, because I'm just a person from Taiwan. I don't represent a group.
Yeah.
So, for example, back in Taiwan, I could just, you know, make a cover and then, hey, I want to go. I'm tired. I need to hang out.
Yeah.
Might go to your place, and then my friend was like, "Oh, just come."
Yeah.
Yeah, and the door is open. But here,
Things are different.
very different, very
Yeah.
different. So, yeah, of course, like my friends here, they all started a family. You couldn't just like, "Hey, I'm coming," right? I'd be the awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also make some new friends like you, and then Amber, we met through
Yeah.
the library championship project.
Right.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, people who are listening from Library Champions, Amy's here.
Hi. Come and join us. Yeah.
Okay, if you go back in 2021 or maybe in 2007, when you started studying at UBC, like if you go back in that time, would you still choose Vancouver?
I think I would. I'm pretty. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know that word in English, but because I know the most famous university in Canada would be University of Toronto
Yeah.
and University of British Columbia.
Okay.
I didn't apply for Toronto because I know it's on the east side of the world, and then the weather is pretty bad.
Okay.
And it's a concrete building. There's no campus.
Yeah.
That's why I choose UBC.
Okay.
For Calgary, because I have no idea what it looks like, and I came to I have to come to UBC when I was in high school and for the summer school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I already know where it is, and it's more familiar. Yeah, you know, when you're young, you were like, "Oh my God, the nature! Oh my God, even the bears!"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, the fresh air, the blue sky, the castle, the lake, everything's
Yeah.
so nice. Yeah.
Amy, you know I'm super new in Canada. When you came like in 2007, what is the difference? Like what has changed from 2007 to 2024?
I left in 2007,
Okay.
but over time, one thing that now kind of pushed me away from Vancouver is that I really don't like skyscrapers, you know, like concrete buildings. I can see that everywhere, not everywhere, but a lot in Asia. And it's being more compact and crowded. The traffic's getting worse. I hope I'm not the one who causing traffic jam or things like that. Yeah, that's one thing I really don't appreciate this time. It's been changed a lot. Of course, there are more immigrants like us. Yeah, but at the same time, the living expense is getting even crazier. And I had thought that it would be, before coming here, I thought it would be more quieter and then more like tranquility. Yeah. But it kind of had, kind of shocked me. That's from that side. Yeah.
Yeah, you speak Mandarin, and a lot of people who speak Mandarin who are listening. What do you have to say in Mandarin? You can give them advice for them for coming to Canada, or you can say anything you want.
Okay, my advice. Okay, I'll give advice. 加拿大其实加拿大大家是觉得是一个非常西方的国家，但是在温哥华这个地方，其实非常多的移民，所以其实蛮亚洲化的。但是我觉得也不要说一方面只看它不好的地方，来这边大家都是真的在经济上其实当然真的很挣扎，在住宿上其实也很多的不便。可是那即便现在其实我也有很多的困扰，那只是我觉得现在回头去看，如果你过了这个坎越过了，那我觉得其实也都是一个不错的人生经验。那来这之前呢，就是再三想清楚，这是比较好的。Okay.
Yes, I think I understood. All the best for you guys. Come to Canada. We are here to help you.
Oh, hey, yeah. Contact Milad.
Last thing, we have got only 2 minutes. If you had a superpower, one thing you would change in this country for immigrants and refugees and newcomers?
I would say try to enjoy life. I mean, there's obstacles. We can't be happy every day, but try to be more appreciative about life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. Good to have you here today in Refugee Talk. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Milad, for inviting me. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, thank you. Same here. Hope to see everyone till next episode. And thank you. Bye. And thank you.
Thank you. Bye.